What's up, people? Casual Talk here. Today I'm going to be talking about how to deal with, or just what I go through dealing with ignorant, ghetto, black neighbors. Just an update and a reminder. I live in South Carolina, down south. And living in New York and living down here, where the areas that I grew up in, I've learned that if you really want to have a peace of mind and some peace when you come home from work, you're leaving work, you don't have to worry about people hanging out around your close to your lawn. You don't have to worry about people kicking their soccer ball on your lawn. You don't have to worry about people beating around your property or trespassing or bothering you or annoying you or harassing you. You have to pay more to have a peace of mind. There was a old boss that I used to work for in a small business back in the time when I was still in Brooklyn, New York. And there was one time he invited me and the team of our co-workers, because this is a small business. So he treated me and the rest of our co-workers like family. He invited us to his house, and he lived in a very, very, very upper class neighborhood. It's an upper class neighborhood. There was a lot of Chinese, Asians that basically had money. Okay? He was basically living in a wealthy Asian community. I don't know if there was white people, Hispanics, or any other ethnic groups or different backgrounds around his neighborhood, but it was majority Asian. Because my boss was Chinese. It's Chinese, okay? And his house was so secluded to where he had the space. And it made me think in my head, like, he is at peace. True peace is with God, yes, but when you're here on earth, you worked hard, you busted your behind to get a nice home, and you got the money for it. Why not pay for the space? Pay to be isolated, to be a little bit isolated from everybody else. You don't need to be close to everybody. You don't need to be super close to your neighbors. The reason why I'm bringing this up is that even, of course, dealing with apartments is a lot worse, because especially if you're paying the apartment cheap, you're going to deal with people at the bottom of the totem pole. But if you're dealing with people at the upper class apartments, people has more class, and they know better, because for one, most of the time, when you're paying more for an apartment, most cases, it's luxury. And luxury apartments, the upper class ones at least, the ones that are actually legit at least, you get the best bang for your buck. You get the best bang for your buck. You have a security officer available on patrol on the property 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's a lot of security involved. There's surveillance. The area is very secluded. It's private property. And there's top-notch security. And there's always a neighborhood watch. People are on the watch, on guard. There's security officers. There's even police officers that could be around that neighborhood too, on patrol. And guess what? You may be paying maybe $21,000, $22,000, $23,000 a month for that 2, 3, 4 bedroom apartment. But if it's in a top quality complex property, right? And your safety is number one, your security is number one, your peace is number one, the money's worth it. I had a coworker the other day who even brought that up. If I could spend more just to have a peace of mind, I will do it. I'm just gonna be real. Renting a home does not even make a difference either like that. It's a little bit better, from my personal opinion. It's better than dealing with bottom of the totem pole, ignorant black people, ignorant ghetto neighbors. It's better than dealing with them in apartments. But when you have some of them as your neighbors, sorry about that. When you have some of them as your neighbors, and you're even renting in a hub, you're renting a house, and you still got space from everybody else. You still got some space from them, but you don't got space at the exact same time. It's one of those house neighborhoods where all the houses are not bunched up together, but they're a few feet apart. But everybody's still pretty much close to each other. So you pretty much can see who got what, who's shopping on what, who's coming in and out of their home. You pretty much can see everybody. You could get an idea. So, me, I'm renting this home right now. And my wife brought this up one time. Dealing with neighbors that are full of drama, at some point it's just a lot better to own a home where you're pretty much isolated and you have so much space from your neighbors to the point where it's like you're far away from your neighbors. At least you know you have neighbors, but if you're very far away from them, you have so much space, peace. It feels good to get out of your bed in the morning. Smell that fresh air. You could afford it. Go for it. You busted your behind to work for that. Go for it. Just now, not too long ago, I'm minding my business. These are the same neighbors in the front that I've been dealing with, and there's a few that is around me that are straight up ghetto and ignorant. I'm like, man, I moved to this neighborhood. This is a nice neighborhood, but your neighbors, depending on how they are, they can make you or break you. I have a few neighbors that are ghetto, and if they're not ghetto, they bring the people that they invite over are very ghetto. And some of those people could be thieves. They could be watching other people's pockets, watching other neighbors. Next thing you know, somebody is gonna get robbed in that neighborhood. And guess what? The same neighbor that invited their ghetto friends, in most cases, they're not gonna say nothing. Especially if it comes down to somebody else's life. In most cases, they're not gonna care. The damage is done. Not too long ago, I'm just gonna say this. Front neighbor, I do not talk to at all. Since the first day that I moved to that neighborhood, and I was checking it out, there was a brother, a black man, because I'm black. Another brother. He's just chilling. He's in the front of his house, smoking, sitting down. I'm driving by and I'm like, hey, how's it going? I didn't literally say that, but I waved. I just said, hey, what's up? And I was smiling. I was in a good mood. I'm telling you, this brother looked up at me and gave me the snobbiest, ignorant look. He gave me the most snobbiest, ignorant look. Like, why are you talking to me for? I gave him the same look back, and I shook my head, and I never spoke to him till this day. And it's been it's going on 3 years since I still been in the same house, and he still lives in the front. Of course, he's a Pookie and Ray Ray. Months go by. He brings one of his hoodlum friends over. I never seen the guy before. I'm not paying no mind because I don't know him. I don't want to talk to nobody. Only a few of my neighbors that really acknowledged me. Unfortunately, they moved out. So I'm praying that the other house that's also in front of me that gets rented out is by level-headed people, or people with some class and some sense. So anyways, same neighbor in the front that gave me a snobby look, he brought one of his hood dude friends over, his ghetto friends. I say ghetto because they both got their pants sagging. No disrespect, but look, real men don't sag. They're both smoking. I don't know if they were drinking. I'm not paying no mind, because that's pretty much what the bums normally be doing. And this is what I grew up around to see in the hood. So, I was with my family, my wife and my children. They went inside the house first, in the home that we're renting in. They went inside first. I had to go back outside to get the groceries because we just came from food shopping. And the hood dude's friend that's in the front, right, that I no longer have association with, his hoodlum friend was trying to get my attention. You know what he said? Yo. I'm like, okay, I don't know who he's talking to, but I'm not answering. Yo. He kept doing it nonstop, saying like, yo, yo, yo. I'm like, man, what the hell? What this man want? What? What do you want? I feel like saying that. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? But no, I calmed my composure. I didn't say nothing. I kept ignoring him. I'm like, man, he still don't get the hint. I don't want to talk to you. If somebody's ignoring you, they don't want to talk to you. Leave them alone. If I don't want to talk to you, I don't want to talk to you. I don't have to talk to you. Leave me alone. The idiot didn't get the hint. So, he said, yo, one last time, raising his voice. I turned around, I gave him a fake wave and a fake smile, and I went right inside the house. And I told my wife. And then she even said it seemed like he was trying to be funny. I believe that was the case, because why all of a sudden you don't acknowledge me, but your homeboy, you invite him over to your house to pick on me? It seemed like you're picking on me. Why are you doing that? That's what pissed me off. So since that time, I told my wife, I'm just going to straight up completely ignore them. When I heard a history behind one of his kids, that one of his children is a thief. One of my neighbors next to me, to the left, we used to talk. We don't really talk that much anymore because due to religious reasons, I can't really associate myself with people that drinks a lot. So, but he's still cool. He'll say hi to me every now and then. See, a nosy neighbor is one of the best neighbors you could ever have. And this neighbor is a white man, okay? Every white brother is not racist. They actually mean well. Every white brother means well. Not everyone. Some white brothers mean very well. They mean well, especially the ones that are cool with you. So he told me one day, he was like, just watch out for the front neighbors in the front right there. And he pointed out to the same exact house where I had the exact same problems from, with the exact same neighbor, because of that one Pookie and Ray Ray. He told me that his son, he caught his son stealing from other people's lawns. It was reported on the neighborhood app, And he even caught him one time in his camera in his backyard, snooping and looking around for things that he could steal. So he confronted them one day because there was one time they used to be cool. He used to invite them to barbecues and everything like that, right? So they seemed like they had a connection. And then he confronted them. He had it on video. And the mom was there. The mom got pissed off. She got offended. I don't know why you're getting offended, because your son is on camera. Your son is a freaking thief. I even witnessed it one time when I was coming home from work. The same son to the brother, the ignorant brother. I have no idea what his name is, right? I have no idea what his name is. His son, I caught him one time at night. It was pitch black dark. I had my high beam lights on, and as soon as I made a turn into the neighborhood to go right to my house, he's right there on his bike with a hoodie. He has a hoodie, a black hoodie on. He's on his bike. It's dark. It's pitch black dark at night, and you're in front of somebody else's property. He looked at me like he just seen a ghost. I had to swerve my car real quick, and I was like, what the heck? What is he doing? I looked back, and I'm like, why is he on his bike at night at this time around 12 o'clock snooping around in front of somebody else's property? Sneaky. Probably learned from his old man. He probably learned from his own father. And I'm like, go figure. Like father, like son. Fast forward, not too long ago, as I'm driving right now, I have another neighbor across the street, the same strip, the same side as the same Pookie and Ray Ray that I got problems with in the front. He has a neighbor all the way at the end of the block. They're hood dudes as well. I don't mess with them. I don't really talk to them like that. As soon as I'm about to pull off, I'm closing the door. All I heard was, yo. I'm like, he better not be talking to me. Whoever's that, they better not be talking to me. Because I don't answer by the term yo. I don't answer slang. It's not to be funny. But I have a name. And if you're calling me and you're associating me with yo, 9 times out of 10, from my experience, you're up to no good. Because you have nothing to do with me. Whatever you need, you have issues with, Google it yourself. You need something, buy it yourself. Google it yourself, buy it yourself, leave me alone. Because at this point, I already been traumatized dealing with ignorant ghetto black people. It's not to be funny, I don't do well with ignorant ghetto black people. My wife is black as well. So I have nothing against black people as a whole. It's the ignorant ghetto menaces of society that I have an issue with, because 9 times out of 10, most of the trauma that I had with ignorant ghetto black people is justified on the reason why I'm uptight every time when I'm around some. Because most of the time, they're ignorant. Most of the time, they act ignorant. Most of the time, they talk ignorant and they are ignorant. The black people that are at the bottom of society, the bottom of the totem pole of society, the bottom of the totem pole of Western society. Pookie and Ray Ray, Tyrone, the bum, the no life, the smoker and drinker, the one who wants to party hard, mess with people, kill, steal, rob, talk about gangbanging, talking about shooting up the club, showing off their firearms, saying the N-word, cursing, just gambling, doing so much heinous things. I've been through it. I've seen it all, and I've been through it all. Going back to the story, neighbors across the street at the end of the block, all the way to my left are Ghetto. This is the very first time that one of them ever messed with me. As soon as I heard the yo, I didn't answer. I went right in the car. I pulled off in my Honda, the same Honda I'm driving in right now. As I'm pulling off, one of his freaking hood dude friends is on his freaking bike. Swear to God, he's on his freaking bike, looking at me, acting like he owns the freaking streets, acting like he owns the whole block, and he's blocking my way to even move the car. I went on the other side of the street, the other side of my lane, just so I can make a turn. Brother's right there on his bike in front of me trying to be funny. And then he had the freaking nerve to look at me, and I ignored him. And I could tell he was looking at me because I was using my peripheral vision. He had the nerve to look at me, and I didn't freaking care. It really aggravated me that I even had to correct myself from cursing. Because when people are like that are around you, that are disrupting your peace and your spirit, it is best to stay away from them. I do not do good around negative people. Everybody that are at peace does not ever do good with negative, ignorant, evil people. Like, the brother is taking up the street. I'm giving him leeway. He could have simply just been civilized, have some class, and wait for me to go by and get by with my car. No, he didn't do that. He went right in front of the Honda on purpose, riding his bike, doing some freaking dumb behind tricks, trying to show off, be ignorant, and act stupid, and act foolish, like a child. He was just being straight up childish and being spiteful. The man was being spiteful, childish, and ignorant. I don't know if he was in his early 20s or teens, but that's still pathetic and stupid at the exact same time. Because whoever raised him did a horrible job. I mean, the brother's doing tricks with his bicycle in front of my car. I had to keep slowing down. Now he had the nerve to freaking give me a dumb behind look, looking at me like, as I'm passing by to try to intimidate me. And you're on a bicycle? If I wanted to, I could have hit him with the car. I could have slammed right into him with my Honda, damaged my Honda, and I could have killed him too, if I was really that petty and spiteful. But I'm not doing that. I could have sped up, boom, and keep going. But I'm not going to do that. I got things to lose. He act like he got nothing to lose. He wanted to pick a fight with somebody. He could pick a fight with somebody else because God is going to take care of him. That's what I said to myself. You know what, Daniel? Chillax, relax. God is going to take care of him. God always takes care of the people that are evil. Nobody can ever run from God. Some people think they can run from God. Nobody can run from God. Nobody. Nobody can run from God. To end this from here, right after he did that crap, I drove off. I ignored him, act like he didn't exist, and I didn't feed into him, and I was just upset. I was just cursing. I was upset. And I don't believe in cursing because the Bible speaks on using slanderous words. We're not supposed to curse. So I don't believe in that. And I grew up in a household where I got in trouble for that. And I understand. We are judged by what we say. So I'm very careful of that.